Hey, Coach, if I could give you some truth serum for a second, what was your sense of how this game would go heading into the fourth quarter when you're down by eight, fifth and seven, back to back, et cetera, et cetera?
Win, just win,
So
just win.
you sense that your team had to outscore the opponent 20 points in the fourth type of sense?
Well, Andrew, I told him during the timeout, I said, listen, this is where you show your will to win. The game is here for you to go get, and they went and got it. You know, I don't have the right not to think that we're not going to win, because then I'll just sit down. And I think these guys they showed their hearts. So that's what I was thinking.
And one other question, I would have asked you in the pregame, but I couldn't attend it. Before the season started, you mentioned talking to Sergio Scariolo before your first professional coaching game that you won. I was wondering if you talked to him before his debut last night or after, just your feelings towards him getting that head coaching win.
So I texted him last night, and the content of our text, I prefer it stays between us. But Sergio is a dear friend, one of my closest friends in the NBA. Just seeing him, having that opportunity and bringing the win to the organization is just such a treat. Like I enjoyed that win probably more than I enjoy ours. He's an incredible friend, and just seeing him be in that platform is awesome.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Andrew, thank you.
We'll head to Lucas next.
Hey, Coach, before the game, you said that this team is finding its heartbeat. How did a game like this and winning the way you did help accelerate that process?
And 100%, Luca. Just listen, guys coming together that just did not want to lose, and they went to get that game with everything they had. We had every excuse possible, and we didn't take any, and we didn't want them, and they came in and figured out a way to just win. And just I'm so proud of our group today. So proud of them, everybody.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, Lucas.
We'll head to Amy next.
Thanks. Congrats, Coach. I understand these are professionals and this is a limited opportunity for them, but Alize Johnson, I mean, the production he's putting up, the minutes he's playing, and the way he plays. In your own words, can you just describe what you're seeing out there from him?
Well, thank God for Alize. I'll ask my family to pray for him tonight and just thank him.
I will too.
Yeah, just a man, a grown man, a competitor. I love this voice in the huddles. I love this voice and his swagger on the court. And he was not going to lose this game, and he carried us.
All right, thank you. We'll see you on Monday.
Yep.
We'll go to Jason next.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. The building blocks of the whole way through, and a guy tonight, limited minutes, lowest score, but like Kevon Harris gets an opportunity, makes an impact at the end of the first half, makes a great pass in the third quarter. But, and we saw that with Trace Tinkle earlier, right? So just speak upon the building blocks and how important every little piece is as you go along.
For me, it's a great learning opportunity also because, those small conversations, we've always talked about toughness. The toughness he brings, I always tell him, listen, you got to catch up as far as understanding the game and what we want, but the toughness is there, and at some point we're going to need it. And he got in the game, and it was tough. He had some really good one-on-one stops. He prevented some drives with his presence, his hands. I think he's got a really good deflection there. And offensively, he was able to drive and get a great dump off. And that's, to me, is toughness. He got in the game. He wasn't scared, and he got in there and competed and gave himself up for the team. I love it.
I think you guys have won pretty much every different way that you can. What does this teach you about what you guys are doing as a team and proving that it works, that as you go along, that you're able to kind of take all these hits and continue on and maybe just kind of reemphasizing of what you're doing is something that is going to work?
That's a great question. I think what we've established, how we're going to play defensively, how we're going to play offensively. So once we establish that and you add to it the fact that it's very simple for us, just win. Figure out a way to just win. Then it eliminates every distraction, and then it makes you come to the table with intensity, with integrity, and ready to give yourself up for the team for that purpose.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you, Jesse.
Two more. We'll go to Randy next.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Just going back to Alizé, to me, it was a clinic in just keeping it simple, right? Like, how do you make other guys kind of just learn, like, hey, you don't need to do too many dribbles down low, just, one dribble, a little baby hook. I mean, it seemed like that was working every time. I mean, even if it was just a simple spin dribble, it was just, to me, a clinic.
Hey, Randy, he saved us. He put us on his back, and we just said, all right, big dog, you got us. And we didn't teach him that. That's something he has, and he was able to just utilize it and help us win today. He's galvanized the team, and people rallied behind him. So, yeah, he kept it simple, but that's his talent, man, and he used that to help us tonight. This afternoon.
And playing with 4 fouls, too, in that whole fourth quarter was huge, I thought.
Couldn't wait to get him back in the game.
Last one to Mike in French.
Bonjour coach, félicitations pour cette 4e victoire de suite. Je voulais savoir, j'imagine que c'est une grande satisfaction de voir votre équipe capable de résister à l'adversaire qui a été en feu à 3 points, résister jusqu'à ce 4e carton et réussir à changer la donne en 4e.
Bien sûr, l'équipe a montré beaucoup de caractère et beaucoup de force et je suis très heureux pour les garçons. Ouais. Ils sont vraiment bien battus.
Et une question sur le choix de finir avec Ellenson. Vous aviez commencé avec Dante. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui est défini au début dans votre rotation ou c'est par rapport aux besoins, vous aviez besoin d'attaque sur la fin de match et c'est comme ça que vous avez décidé de jouer avec Henry?
Oui, pas nécessairement. J'ai décidé de jouer avec Henry parce que j'avais besoin d'un peu de tir. Et puis, Henry a aussi la possibilité de manier le ballon un peu et on l'a mis je l'ai un peu utilisé comme un ailier à un moment donné parce que je sais que les grands auraient eu du mal à naviguer certains écrans qu'on plaçait pour lui. Il a assez de flexibilité pour pouvoir dribbler un peu et arriver à l'anneau.
Parfait. Et pour finir, vous en avez déjà beaucoup parlé en anglais, mais je voulais avoir un petit mot en français sur la performance d'Alizé Johnson.
Alizé, il nous a mis sur son dos et tout ce qu'on avait à faire, c'était de suivre son leadership.